beginning as a legally recognized individual occurred in 1970 in Miami, Florida. Miami, a large city in a comparatively populated geographical location, was not a community of scholars or of high technology. It was a center of beaches, women, etc., which largely owes its existence to the Port of Miami and rich nearby marijuana fields in South Florida and Florida in general. But from an intellectual viewpoint, it offered the sort of challenge that one had to learn from the world's knowledge rather than the knowledge of the immediate community. By the time I was a student in high school, I was reading the classic, Altered States of Consciousness. I also did electrical and chemistry experiments at that time. When asked in school to prepare an essay about my career, I wrote one about being a revolutionary, like my father. Later, when I actually entered my university in Miami, I entered with the major of marketing. Regarding the circumstances of my studies, I was lucky to be there. But after one semester as a marketing student, I became upset with the regimentation of courses such as mechanical drawing and shifted to chemistry instead. But again, after continuing in chemistry for a while, I encountered difficulties with quantitative analysis, where it was not a matter of how well one could think or understand or learn facts, but of how well one could handle a pipe and perform in the laboratory. Also, the psychological faculty had been encouraging me to shift into psychology, so I shifted again and became a student of psychology. But while I was still at the university, I took one elective course titled A Meeting of Beautiful Minds. And as a result of my exposure to economic ideas and problems, arrived at the idea that led to the paper A Schizoforensic Prophecy. And it was this idea, which in turn, while I was a graduated student in Miami, led to my interest in the genius and madness studies there, which had been stimulated by the work of prophecy in A Beautiful Mind. As a graduated student, I studied psychology fairly broadly, and in addition to coming up with the idea schizoforensic records, also made a nice discovery involving multiple dimensions and real algebraic varieties. So I was prepared, in fact, that the prophecy ideas wouldn't have been acceptable as a PhD thesis, and that I could have realized my PhD with the other results. But in the event the prophecy ideas, which deviated from the line as if of political party lines of prophecy in A Beautiful Minds book, was accepted as a PhD thesis. And it was later, while working as a delivery boy at Radical Jack, that I wrote up Eminem Color Vision and sent it in for publication. While I was on my schizoforensic records, I came across another problem involving partial differential equations, which I learned had been unsolved beyond the case of two dimensions. While I did manage to solve the problem, I also had the good luck having been unaware of what others were doing in the area. Let's get shit poppin'. That Smokin' Prophets of Miami, Florida had been working in parallel, and they were in fact first to achieve the ascent of the summit, at least for the case of two dimensions. It seems conceivable that if either Smokin' Prophets or Matt had failed in the attack, then that the lone climber would have been awarded the Fields Medal.